Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the Hermitcraft server I have gone from start to finish. No, just kidding, I've come to the end of my notes. No, this is the beginning of the video, but it is the end of the server. No, the server will go on in many iterations forever. This is the end of the Ender. No wait, I'm not destroying that either. There is something going on here with Endermen and with swords. I forget what it is exactly, but oh yeah, that's right. I've got this terrible stone sword I'd like to, replace with something awesome and enchanted. Unbreaking 3. Not the most promising thing, but, we don't really have a lot of... Oh, somebody provided books. You know what, though? Heart of the cards. Let's just go for it. Unbreaking 3. Oh, that's it. That's it. Okay, that's... Sometimes when you go with Heart of the Cards, you just got to admit that it's not going to go the way you think. Luckily, I brought my own Sharpness 3 book, my own Fire Aspect, my own Sharpness 4, my own Sharpness 2, so maybe I can level up some of the books I brought with some of the books, in here. Sharpness 1, not my favorite, but hey, combine that with another Sharpness 1 book, and now all of a sudden, we're in business. Sharpness 2 and Sharpness 2, that's Sharpness 3 and 3, no, wait, there we go, Sharpness 4. 2 Sharpness 4 books together, well, that's a problem that we had to solve with more hitting things. Luckily, our sword's now unbreaking, so when we go back here, and we hit these Endermen to get more experience, we will have the experience of not breaking our sword as quickly. 3 times as quickly. That's pretty good. So, let's go ahead and I think I needed 19 enchanting to actually get that kind of books together, but unfortunately I'm going to need more experience than that to actually enchant the sword with the book after. So it looks like with 21 levels, I can enchant this sword with Sharpness 5 and remind you to click like while you still can. Because life is dripping away like some sort of drain. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm so out of touch with the physical world of plumbing, I don't know how to make a good analogy about it. See, that's just sad. I need to spend more time working with my hands on things like that. So feel free to leave a comment about what a 35. Okay, I don't want Fire Aspect that bad. You're going back in the box. Fear not, gentle viewer. We have returned to Red Sky Bay. Glowing sword in hand, click like while you still can. But you know what? We also have something a little bit less on brand. A blaze rod. Bland blaze rods. But you know what can give a blaze rod a little bit of pop? You mix it in with this popped chorus fruit, and you can actually make something fairly sophisticated known as an end rod. Now, I'm sure you guys are saying, Joe, what are you going to do with a bunch of end rods? I'm going to keep improving the death house. I've already put like a front wrought iron gate on here. Look, looks like the gate's, pivoted open. Pretty proud of that. I think that came out well. And I added 2 family portraits on either side of the windmill shield here. Hung up a sword over the mantle. And I've actually gone through with more obsidian and finished the fireplaces in several of the rooms. So that's looking good. This is intended to be a chandelier. And I was thinking I would take these little chandelier pieces, pop them in here like so. I'm not sure I love them getting so close to the ceiling, though. So realistically, what I'm thinking I might want to do is to come in here with kind of, one of these axes and make the area above here all be half slabs, with the exception of the area from which the kind of centerpiece of the chandelier is hanging. We're going to leave that as double thickness so that our chandelier hanging, post doesn't look crazy. But let's go ahead and take these dark oak planks, run them through there, move them back into our inventory. Now we will have a subtle and tasteful chandelier holder, although it'll still not be perfect in every way. You know what? Let's run upstairs, and that will be a much easier way to get this going. We can just come up here to our big fancy parlor for entertaining, drop our chandelier piece there, hop up a block, boom, boom, all done. Looking pretty classy when we come in here. Now, this den is supposed to be a den of wolves, decorated with wolves. I don't have wolves, but I do have wool, so I made wolves. You can spell that if you want. Let me show you. Let me show you. This is a wolf. Boom. That's not actually where that goes, so we're not going to leave that sign up. But core concept, you understand that there's supposed to be wolves here. Although, realistically, there's also supposed to be 2 chairs here, kind of by the fireplace. And so we're going to put those in. And we also need to have, like, a small table back here and a chest and just a bunch of little stuff here and there. Knickknacks, paddywhacks, dogs giving bones, you know, that sort of thing. But this Joe Hills is strolling home. So we're just going to toss the extra wolves here and here. Boom, we got 3 wolves hanging out. Do we have chests? I was going to put in chests. My goodness gracious alive. I left all the chests in the kitchen. I hope they didn't burn. Okay, good. The kitchen is still intact. Hopefully those chests have not gone crazy without me. Oh, here they are. So we can just go ahead, and there's supposed to be a chest on this wall and a chest on this wall that are decorative. This sort of thing kind of establishes the concept of the room. There's also supposed to be a table directly under the chandelier, but that's going to make this space really busy. So I'm not sure how I'm going to fake that in Minecraft without it looking kind of even weirder. Like, this place already looks kind of weird because of the wool blocks. But, like, the wolves are supposed to be, like, encircling the people sitting by the fire. It's a weird room. So as we emerge onto the second floor, we reach the area where the portrait of the family is supposed to be. Let me tell you something. Item frames, not good portrait frames. But I brought these paintings. Wow, that's an amazing family painting. But, wait, does it always fill the space it's given? Okay, so what we might be about to do is we're going to throw some planks in here, just to kind of limit the area that can take up. Not exactly what I was going for. Well, sometimes when you add certain limitations to things, it only proves that you need to add, like, more limitations to things. I feel like there's one of them that I could argue is a family portrait with, like, the withers. Yeah, there we go, family portrait. We can claim that's a family portrait for the theater of the mind element of this. It is good enough for me, so hopefully it will be good enough for the viewers and the streamers I'll be playing the game with. Another thing to note about this floor is that the doors on either side are supposed to be flanked by suits of armor. So, right now I don't have all the armor that I need to make these look awesome, but I will soon. Meanwhile, up here in their master bedroom, we need to add a door on this balcony because mobs keep coming in through it and then trying to kill me. This balcony also needs to look more like a balcony by, like, having it mined out so that stuff doesn't just jump up here. That would be awesome. Let's do more like that. Boom. Okay, I feel safer already. Good luck next time, zombies. And now I'm going to back myself into a corner. With all the changes that we've been making around here, I'm realizing that my actual death house has a roof on it, and my map of the death house does not reflect this yet. Whoa, looks like we were close enough. All it took was popping that right off there. We can pop that back in, and now we've got our little iron bars and everything. Nice little easy touches like that can really make a big difference on how a project is perceived. So, speaking of little touches, I think that we might want to run downstairs and just start throwing some soul sand up on the walls in the basement, because when we were exploring the basement dungeon area of the house during the adventure, I had added soul sand around some of the pieces of it, but I hadn't actually switched everything away from stone. And I kind of like the idea that the upper layer of the basement has more soul sand, and the lower layer has more cut and hewn stone and cobble, that sort of thing. To kind of convey that, like, the first basement is relatively close to the surface of the land, and the lower part of the basement is just deeper. So, as you can see here, we got soul sand for these tomb areas, but it's not actually continuous. It's just those first few rooms, and it definitely does not go around the corner down to here by any means. So as I review this upper area here, the obvious place to start is just to grab some of these walls, knock them out, and replace them with soul sand. It's simple, it's easy, it's fast, you know. Somehow, my shovel and pickaxe have been switched to my hotbar, which I feel like there was a logic to how I set those up when I first started playing Minecraft that had something to do with my old Quake habits. Like, one is always the melee, I know that. but I don't remember why I put shovel in 2 and pickaxe in 3, but I have to have that, or I just get too easily confused. But anyway, so having these freestanding walls be made of dirt seems a little bit less optimal to me, because in some ways it feels like these edges where it's dug out makes sense, but like if we're going to have divided pieces between, or barriers kind of in here, the soul sand feels a little less appropriate. But I will leave it to you, the commenters, to fill me in on what you think I should do, because I do read every comment, and honestly, I need the help sometimes. So I've gone ahead and I've prepared 4 sets of armor, 1 for each of these armor stands. One of the great things about armor in Dungeons & Dragons is that anytime people see it, they either want to like inspect it and take it, or like wear it for themselves. Like a player might be like, ooh, suit of armor, I'm going to take it. And other times, the suit of armor might be like enchanted or magic or crazy somehow. Now, it's not always the case that, you know, it is enchanted or crazy or going to attack you, but it makes it extra funny when people are trying to remove armor from something that's about to come alive, or is the armor. But anyway, so we've got 4 armor stands here. This hallway already just feels way better, and our family portrait up there really just makes the scene. But we also have some other things we wanted to do. Like I wanted to make some carpet, but in order to do that, I need to actually dye it first. So we got 2 black wool. Now we can make these black carpet pieces here, and then we can go put the shroud over the bed in the nursery. Now keep in mind, this is a haunted house, not a fun house. So although it does have fun house elements to how terrible or terrifying it gets at times. So there we go. Come in here, you got your crib with your shroud over it. I don't know, you could do better than this in Minecraft for a crib with a shroud over it. So there we go. Our haunted house, our death house, is one step closer to being ready to run folks through this for Halloween. Up here on the 3rd floor, I've already worked on the kids' dollhouse, which I'm very proud of. It's supposed to be a replica of the death house itself. I think I captured it in all of its majesty. But we also need to have 2 beds, 1 there and 1 there. We need to have a toy chest, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw that kind of here. And we also need to have like a dresser drawers type thing. Oh wait, no we don't. We need to have a pile of bones on the floor. But I don't really have a good way to represent that right now, so why don't we just use some carpet? Yay, carpet. Makes a huge difference. See? There we go. Dollhouse, toy chest, 2 beds, pile of bones. One less thing to worry about. Once again, this is a haunted house. We are getting ready for Halloween, so it's a good start. While I admit that there's always work left to be done on the Hermitcraft server, especially detail work with this house, like, I mean, look at this room. We said we were going to have how many chairs? 11. How many chairs do we have? Not enough, I'll tell you that. But you know what? I don't think 11 will fit in here anyway. So, you know, I mean, at a certain point, there are, you know, other considerations to be had. But anyway, we are basically going to have to wrap up this episode because as many details as there are left for me to patch, like this one, unfortunately, I have got to get back to work. So, thank you guys so much for joining me today for this recording of yet another Hermitcraft episode inside of Chris Perkins' Death House. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.